hello to all students of Lex2. I'm Gabe Vacchio.
And I'm Redding Sheely. Let's start the day with some upcoming events in our Lex2 schools.
BC has a blood drive coming up on Tuesday, October 4th from 6:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. There will also be meetings for the senior class from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the auditorium on Thursday, October 6th, and an international club meeting during Bearcat from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on October 6th as well.
Next up, we have Airport's theater department rehearsing for Matilda the Musical on both the 3rd and the 4th from 6 to 9 p.m. We also have the Miscast Cabaret fundraiser coming up on October 6th at 7 p.m. Make sure to get your tickets for the fundraiser at gofan.com.
Don't forget, Busby students who are going on the field trip to Camp Leopold permission forms are due Monday, October 3rd.
Since cheer competitions are back, it's getting cooler outside, so let's check out this week's weather.
Let's look at this week's weather. It has gotten really cold this week compared to last week. This week's high is only 75 degrees and the low is 46 degrees. There is a high % chance we're going to see rain this week, so bring an umbrella. That's all for this week's weather. Now back to Redding and Gabe.
This week's weather is looking great.
Boy, I sure am loving these cool mornings at the bus stop.
Do you like video games or multimedia? If so, listen up to our next story about the Innovation Center's Esports and Multimedia Club.
I started our first esports club in the 18-19 school year pre-COVID. It took a long time to get the club off the ground. What students fail to realize when they want to get a club started up is the planning that has to go into the background. So first, I got an idea for the club with a couple of students that were interested. I had to fill out applications with the National Scholastic Esports Federation, and then we were a go. We right now meet every Tuesday afternoon at the Innovation Center directly after school. If you're a student at the Innovation Center in the afternoon, you're welcome to stay here with me until everyone gets to the Innovation Center from Airport and BC. So people stagger in at different times because typically they stop and get something to eat and then they head on over this way. When the actual match play begins in the next couple of weeks, we may have to meet on Thursdays also to have our competitions with other schools.
What do you like about the club?
I like that everyone can do their own thing. We do a lot of stuff together, but there are, most of the time we can do our own thing. Even if let's say someone doesn't want to play a game or someone doesn't want to film, that's fine because everyone gets to do their own thing.
So we have some students that do different things within the gaming community. The club's open to people that want to game, people that want to manage, cheer, run a Twitch stream, anything goes with that. Some people that just want to learn how to game that have never played before. But also it's a great time to have my lab open for students that are already experienced with the tools that we use in all of my digital classes. People come and use cameras, video cameras. Students have expressed an interest in using the 3D printer and different and various art tools in the room. I just hope that the club will get bigger and bigger and continue to grow, and students will come and use the lab and studio space to use for whatever they would like to create. Everybody in the district is welcome as long as you're a high school student at Airport or BC. We have developed an esports Google Classroom, so if a student is interested in the club, they can reach out to me via my email, which is areamer@lex2.org, and I will absolutely add them to the Google Classroom. And our classes are in the process of creating a page on the Lexington 2 Innovation Center website as well.
I feel like this is not just my experience, but I feel like the club improves the overall whole school experience in a whole for everyone that comes, because it's just more time to express yourself, be around people you like, and just have a good time. Thank you, Sarah and Kaylee, for that great story.
All students are welcome every Tuesday after school from 3:30 to 5:30.
Here's Tara Isbell with updates from Airport High School.
Hi, I'm Tara Isbell, and welcome to my show where I talk about whatever I want to talk about. Today's topic of discussion, Airport High School's strict rules. We're going to take a deeper look into why these rules are necessary.
Many new rules have been introduced this year, one of the most hated being the no loitering rule. For many years, students who have driven have sat in the parking lot in the mornings, catching up with friends, and getting some much-needed downtime before a busy day of school. This year, however, sitting in the parking lot in the morning is strictly prohibited due to vaping, fighting, and other unruly behavior. In addition to the rules meant to reduce vaping and fighting, new rules have been implemented in order to combat skipping. The 2020 rule states that no students are allowed to leave class for the first and last 20 minutes. This rule has caused much upset with students and teachers alike.
Many people complain about Airport High School's extensive list of strict rules, even comparing it to prison. But many of these rules are made necessary because of the actions of the students. Ka-chow. That's probably going in the video.
Next up, we have Rowan Martin with an opinion piece about Airport's shorter lunch schedule.
The lunches at Airport High School have been a concern for many students and how it affects their educational and social development. Many students use their lunch times to do extra work, catch up with friends, and decompress. But many students are concerned that the shortened lunch times don't allow time for this, and instead just add extra stress to their already busy schedules. How do you feel about the current amount of time given for student lunch?
I really feel the current amount of time for student lunch is not quite long enough. It's just enough time for students to go to the cafeteria and eat their lunch, but it's not enough time for them to sit and relax and rejuvenate for the rest of the day.
Do you think more time given for student lunches would aid their educational development?
I think more time given for student lunches would absolutely aid their educational development. I think having the time to essentially veg out and refresh their brain, interact with their peers, have some laughs, get on social media, would allow them to be ready and refreshed and more prepared for their afternoon classes instead of having the stressful 20 minutes to get in or 25 minutes to go in, eat lunch, get through the cafeteria line, scarf their food down, and then race to their next class without having any downtime to de-stress.
Many students have expressed a hope that in upcoming years, our lunch schedule may shift and longer lunches and break time will be provided. I've been Rowan Martin with Lex2be News.
Well, turns out lunch being too short does have an effect on mental health. I'd say this week is looking pretty good so far.
I've been Redding.
And I've been Gabe, coming to you from Lex2be News. And we'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye, Lex2be.